Welcome back to the Have Not Room. I am Ben, and I'm joined by Brian. Chad is on a lucky vacation this week, and shortly after we record in the next 12 hours, I will also be going on vacation. So we got to sneak this in somehow. But we are here to talk about week 2 of Big Brother 25. And I guess before we can do that, we want to go over through the eviction episode from last week briefly. With the way we record before the Wednesday and Thursday night episodes. So anything from last week's episodes you want to touch upon? We expected Kirsten to go. We obviously did not expect the situation with Luke to happen. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Oh my God. So yes, first of all, hello everyone. Yes, Chad's not in the nether regions. He's just on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But man, we published that episode, and right afterwards the incident happened with Luke, and then that was all anyone talked about. And I was like, damn, we are somehow out of
it's rare because the week is kind of wrapped up by the time we record, and we can kind of predict what's going to happen. Barring the last one. Yeah, no, that was not on our prediction bingo board for sure.
I'm pretty sure I saw him on feed say too, can't be the next Kyle. And it's like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, worse.
Obviously, yeah, definitely worse. Yeah.
Kyle didn't get ejected. What Kyle did was not great, but at least he seemed to be remorseful in sense of the show, and he seems to have made amends with his castmates. I don't expect to see Luke at many alumni functions, and he's not even taking it very seriously online. He seemed to be kind of joking about it. I think at the very least you got to feign being apologetic, even if you're not, I guess. But no, Luke's not doing that. So good riddance.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely this is the first time that U.S. Big Brother has kind of hard set this standard. Obviously, historically, Big Brother U.S. has had a history fraught with all kinds of bigotry, racism, etc. And definitely, Luke is not the first person to say the N-word on the live feeds. He is the first person to actually get punished for it, though, by production. Now that a new standard has been set, the standard at least seems to have been in place since BB25. So, yeah, I mean, it's good that the show has shifted to the point where you can't have Gina Marie dropping the hard R and not even getting a real talking to, or not really even addressing it on the show at all, and instead just directing all of the target of the hate of the audience onto Aaron alone. Aaron obviously at the time had said a lot of horrible things as well, but it seemed like she kind of became the lightning rod on that season that was wrought with a lot of people saying a lot of bigoted and horrible things. Everyone except for Aaron kind of got off scot-free.
Yeah, they really did. Oh man, yeah, BB15, a season that even the show wishes for everyone to forget. We've had no returning players, including in the All-Star season. I think, as Ian pointed out, there was just one picture of BB15 in the I think it's the comic room this season, but that season was kind of like a collage room of BB moments.
There was, I think, a reference to McRae in a comp in, I think, BB23. I think Andy has also been referenced.
Yeah, you're right. There's a cutout of McRae.
Yeah.
I think on BB16 they had that balance challenge they used to do with I don't know how to describe it, like a mobile almost, but you had to balance it.
Yeah.
There was a planet themed one, and one of them was McCranda on that.
Yeah, it was like Charlotte's kind of Galaxy themed. I remember that one. Yep.
Yep. So McRae is the only one they really want to remember, it seems. Which fair, totally fair. And yeah, good thing that they are changing their face.
I mean, BB15, like the same way that Aaron soaked up a lot of the racist controversy for BB15, BB15 as a season has soaked up a lot of the lightning rod history of Big Brother. There's been a lot of this historically. BB11, you had people going on racist rants against like Lydia and Kevin. There's been homophobic rants that have happened on the show. Numerous seasons that too many to count. BB6, historically and well-known, Yvette also dropped the N-word hard R, with the reference that's racist against Arab people, against Kaser. Like there's a lot of history of racism on Big Brother. And so it's a lot that the audience has pointed out and been like, hey, there's something should be done about this. And 25 seasons in, we finally got it right.
Finally. It only took 2.5 decades. It's whatever. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Ironically, I think Big Jeff would be a bigger fan of J.K. Rowling these days than he was seemingly back then.
He was anti-Harry Potter there, but now he's probably turned the tables.
Yeah. So what a world, it was all, Big Brother's just such a time capsule of events in pop culture. But yeah, so goodbye, Luke. Didn't even get your face on the memory wall. Too bad. You lucked out, kind of.
Yeah, definitely lucked out. Definitely Kirsten deserved to be on the memory wall over Luke for sure.
Yeah.
We talked about this on our podcast last week of like, on these 17-person seasons that they've done in the past, it's always kind of awkward where the first boot just like gets erased from existence. Here, Camerons and Jaces of the world, and not, at least in this case, that person deserves it.
Yes, very much so. Gosh, yeah. So that's all I have to say about Luke. I think Kirsten. I appreciate that Kirsten went out swinging. She did try. Like, she didn't roll over. It would have been very easy to just come in, have everything be against you immediately, and just be like, "Well, this sucks." Like, I guess. I'm out, but she didn't do that. She tried. It just wasn't meant to be, really.
Well, I mean, the thing about like traditionally first boots, there's sometimes instances where the person is just kind of a social outcast, or they're like an easy house consensus target. In this case, like Kirsten got into the position she was in because she overplayed right off the bat. So that's kind of the player that you expect to go out swinging, because they got into the position they were from swinging too much. But yeah, I mean, Kirsten seems like a sweet person, but especially from her interview with Julie, it seemed like she was very much in over her head and didn't really know what she was doing.
Yeah, and I mean, also unlucky to be nominated in the way that she was. Like, who knows if she probably not, right? She probably wouldn't have even been on the block.
Well, it's hard because the question would be
what came first? Would she have overplayed? Yeah, it's hard. Chicken and the egg. Yeah. Oh, it sucks. It's just such a shitty. I don't love the night one comps. I especially don't love them nominated. But yeah, definitely. She had opportunities to get off the block. She wasn't able to pull it off. Like you said, she overplayed, and then they just kind of got locked in, and really once like Cerise like alliance was like, yeah, no, like we're done. It's over for her. Although maybe in retrospect, the handful should have tried harder to flip the votes, but it was never really a numerical possibility, right?
No. I mean, it didn't see. So it's hard to know with because the feeds were down for like 36 hours after the Luke eviction or ejection. So it's hard to know if the vote ever really got anywhere close to flipping. But we know, at least from an audience perspective, that the like handful family style side would never have even gotten the votes, even if they put the effort in, because like Corey and Jared were never really with them. And so, yeah, I mean, even with the feeds having not been on up through the eviction, I still was like, yeah, there's no shot this is anything more than just the show trying to pull one over on us for drama to make it seem like it's not a very straightforward vote.
Which, fair play, good for them. They did a decent job, I thought, doing that. But yeah, a unanimous vote, as so many times these early votes are, where no one really wants to stick their neck out in any way. Really, like probably BB20, right, was the last time anyone really like went out on a limb to flip a vote this first week. So shout out Tyler. He's on the challenge this season. I watched half of the first episode of that. Still just not my show,
Yeah, I tried to watch the first CBS season a little bit here and there. I think it's fine, but like for me, the like least interesting part of these shows is the like competitions and the challenges, and the like less they impact the game, the more interesting the game is for me. And so like the hard sell of like, oh, let's do a version of these games, but like make the competitions and challenges more important. It's like, okay, well, that's not really going to be a hard sell for me.
It's always so perplexing to me too. I've met a bunch of people in my life who are being like, oh, I watched the challenge. Do you watch the challenge? It's like, no. Do you watch Survivor Big Brother? No, I don't. I just watched the challenge. It's like, oh man, you're missing out on like good social strategy games. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why it's successful just because it's probably a lot more easy to consume. But on the other side, there's like a lot of history and relationships that you have to understand with the players, I feel. So like it's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of the other, where like you kind of like you don't need a lot to understand the game, but you need a lot to understand who the players are and what their relationships are and stuff.
Yeah, man. I saw in this current season of the CBS Challenge, they were introducing some of the players. And it was like, yeah, I was on the Real World in 2005, and then I've been on the challenge like ever since. It's like, what the fuck? You've been pretty much this entire time that like Survivor and stuff's been running. You've just been doing seasons of the challenge. That's like professionally their career now.
Yeah, you're just a professional reality star.
Hey, like we fucking love reality TV. Like make that money any way you can, but that's crazy. That's a crazy career path.
Yeah, especially like how I assume physically demanding that show is. Like I don't know if I could do that for 15 years. That's not really my jam.
No.
Like people joke about like Survivor and Big Brother having like professional reality stars that return over and over again, but the challenge is a huge other beast. It's like people play on like dozens of seasons.
Yeah, no, they were saying like the Johnny Banana. Oh, sorry, anyone who watches the challenge is probably like these fucking idiots don't know anything. I think his name was Johnny Banana or Bananas.
Yeah, my only context for knowing Johnny Bananas is he dated Morgan Willett at one point. So when I followed Morgan Willett on like Twitter or something, I'd see them post together. Because Morgan Willett also had a challenge circuit.
Oh, good for her. Someone who I've always said should get a real chance at Big Brother.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was like, yeah, I've played like this many times. I've won like 3 or 4 times. It's like that's crazy. It's more like a sport. I feel like,
Yeah, I got this many rings.
Yeah. So, good on them. It seemed like a decent cast. Again, like I said, I don't really know the MTV people, but Polly, Josh, I think they've become more challenge people than Big Brother people, but they were there, and hey, I'm sure it's a great show. I'm sure people really enjoy it. Not for me. We're not going to be not launching a challenge spinoff anytime soon, I don't think.
Yeah, what's the dual things they do called? The like Troikas or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what we'll name ours.
Yeah, something like that.
But someone else has snagged it already.
I mean, I was surprised the Have Not Rum wasn't like a big name podcast. It seems pretty.
I know. I was pleasantly surprised.
Probably because the Have Not Rum is not a huge part of the show anymore.
No, it's not. But yeah. So, anyways, back to the actual show. I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, not disappointed. I was surprised because I was like, surely there'll be battle back pre-jury. Like the season's 100 days long. You know, they're gonna probably have a pre-jury battle back, a post-jury battle back. They'll do all kinds of things because it's just such a crazy long season. But immediately Julie was like, hey, Suri and Jared related. Isn't that crazy? And I was like, oh, I guess there's not going to be a battle back.
Yeah. Especially with Suri on the cast, like a lot of the times when they when like Survivor Big Brother have done seasons with like one big returning player star or something like that, they'll put, you know, like a redemption island in for a Boston Rob or an Aussie to try to save themselves.
Yeah.
Or an Edge
specifically for those two.
Yeah.
Also, like Russell Coach, it probably wasn't going to happen. Yeah. It didn't happen for Russell when he was on Redemption Island, but yeah, for both of them. And then specifically the main Edge of Extinction for Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you know, the better version of Joe that you know isn't a psychopath ended up getting rewarded by it. So yeah, but like I was surprised. I guess the argument would be like they don't really do non-comp returning players anymore. Like they used to back in the day do like America's Votes or do some kind of other like social vote to get people back into the game, where like the players in the game would have to vote on who they wanted to return. Like that was something they did back in the day. But since like, you know, the mid-teen seasons, it's always been a competition. And they're like, I mean, if Suri goes out, she's not winning a fucking comp to get back in. So it doesn't really matter.
I think Lawan ended it when he asked to be voted off and ran into the buzzsaw of Brendan immediately.
Yeah.
The comp, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of it's not that surprising. Like maybe they'll still do a post-jury one. Like maybe like on the BB20 schedule where they do like the first 4, I think it was out, bring somebody back in the Scotty spot. But yeah, I just don't I wasn't that surprised. And I also was definitely not surprised that there wasn't this like rumored 18th house guest that everyone was trolling about.
Dude, oh my God. That was like insane how, and some people were just so like adamant about it being, it's just like, would you put someone in a week? Like it happens on other shows, The Circle, as we've talked about on this channel, and like BB UK, of course, like that's a big part of their show, is putting people in late, but it's not really been a thing on the US version, right?
Yeah, no, the Canadian version has done it a couple of times. They did it in BCAN 2 and 6, where you had like Allison come in BBCAN 2 like after a week or two, and then you had Veronica and Marin come in. And Angels and
shout out to the other Kirsten who got screwed over.
Yeah. Kirsten, as she had said on Twitter, is a cursed name on the Big Brother.
Really? It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, you also had Kirsten from BB12 who went out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it hasn't happened on BBUS though, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I just didn't buy it. I did enjoy Claire trolling everybody by like making it seem like Derek was in sequester, but not like outright saying it, but allowing people to speculate on it, which, you know, she knew people would do because everyone's fucking insane in the Big Brother fandom.
Yep. Yeah, and there was even like I even saw like a Reddit post of somebody who was like, yeah, I always had a Taylor Swift concert with Claire, and Derek wasn't there. And I was like, oh.
Claire left Derek. She's like, all right, we're gonna go see Taylor Swift. Like, I'm going to. We have to keep up this ruse.
Yeah.
Like what? Oh man, that's hilarious. I'm glad they're still together. I love their like
Still
Amazing Race, Big
together.
Brother romance. Very
Yes.
fun.
I mean,
Nerdmans.
you got $1 million, they can kind of mess around for a little bit, and
Yeah, and I think Derek has gone on the challenge at some point.
hmm
So
yeah,
I don't know if Claire is that invested in being like a reality show careerist, but she originally wanted to be a Survivor, so maybe she'll be the first to complete it.
yeah. It's funny. I mean, probably at this point, Suri is like we talked about last week, the
A lock.
odds-on favorite
Yeah.
now. Especially if her and Jared both go deep, that's kind of like a no-brainer, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it is pretty funny that like Claire is this huge Survivor fan, helped start Survivor Michigan, and then she ends up on Big Brother, and then subsequently on The Amazing Race, wins The Amazing Race. Still has not gone on Survivor.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, life works out how it's supposed to work out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess do we want to talk about the spooky head
Yeah,
of household?
I know you love this. You're a big like campy horror
I love
fan.
camp. Yeah.
Yeah, so like this is like right up your alley.
Yeah, this is pretty perfect. Not since the BB Celeb 2 Haunted Challenge have we had a fun one like this. But I love it. I loved TT when we're doing the challenge in the house with the people jumping out on them. Like it was a haunted house that you'd go and walk through.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun. I love it. People did not like it on Twitter, which it's fun. These fucking comps are stupid. Like, have some fun with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely less stupid than like all 4 of the intro comps combined, I would say.
The first HOH was on balance beam.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like this was at least like you can at least follow what was going on in this one, and at least I could. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I enjoyed it very much. People online, not as much, but they're lame as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, my only complaint was it was kind of hard to understand the Nether Gorgon sometimes. Like you probably could have had like a less distorted voice. But otherwise, I liked it. It was interesting.
Yeah,
it was unique. They filmed in like a studio lot. It wasn't filmed in the backyard or inside of like the hidden back room. So it's kind of a rare circumstance.
Yeah, I think it's very fun that they're gonna be able to potentially have different interesting challenges in like wider spaces now that the writers and the actors are on strike.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's like one of the upsides. We had like the last time there was a writer strike, we got an extra season of Big Brother. This time we're getting a lengthy season later in the year, so it gets into the fall, and we're getting better comp setups.
Yeah, this season is going to end in like October, right? So do you think we'll see the Nether Gorgon again?
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, it depends because I feel like a lot of the time the show will like abandon the theme like halfway through.
Yes, you will.
So it depends, I guess, how committed they are to this like multiverse theme that has the scary verse as one of the 4. I guess my read was like the first week was like Humillaverse themed, right? And this week was like Scaryverse themed. So like once they go through all 4 of them, right? Because there's 2 more. There's a comic one, and then there's a 4th one that definitely exists that I can't remember.
Humillaverse, the comic verse, the scary verse. It's like a twist verse or something like that.
I remember the comp. It was the Wires comp. I don't know what the theme was.
Right.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do. Like assuming they keep that going and like next week is comic themed or whatever. I don't know what they do when they get to week 5. They just like the multiverse is collapsed in itself and we're back down to one universe and we're forgetting we're gonna take away that little display in the living room. It's not useful anymore.
Yeah, it would have made sense to have the buyback be around then, though. You could have the.
That's true.
Oh, it collapsed and this player got sent back into the house.
One of the first 4.
Yeah.
Would have made sense. That would have that would have felt to fit the theme, but definitely not happening.
Yeah, and I think maybe Gronk will come back. Maybe that'll be the 5th week.
Yeah, doing a takeover.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of abandoned themes and twists, I don't think they could have abandoned that one any quicker. It's 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was I think it was 3 weeks. I think they abandoned it like halfway through week 3.
Right. They had Phil show up in the first one,
and
Kathy
Gronk.
Griffin, right?
Yeah.
In the second, then Gronk.
Yeah.
And then I guess they asked Jeff, and he was like, "No." And they were like, "All right, well."
Well, I mean, like, where can you go after Gronk? That's kind of like, that's the apex, right?
I agree. Yeah, no, he's retired now though, so maybe he could show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun when they tap like celebrities to like.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know what.
Sometimes celebrities they're like us, man, like Bobby Moynihan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bobby Moynihan makes sense, and there's like a couple that probably make sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I think like Neil Patrick Harris is a fan. I don't know.
That's fun.
It's like Miranda Cosgrove is famously a fan, and everyone always floats her name for the celebrity version.
Yeah. Well, not currently. I'm sure she's struck out right now, but I wonder if that complicates things at all. With no actors, maybe, but because technically struck.
Yeah, it's true. They're all on strike, so maybe not. It would have to be somebody like Gronk. But then he would kind of be still crossing the picket line a little bit.
Yeah, is he an actor? He's been in movies. I'm sure he has.
He's done commercials.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, if the strike ends, like Miranda Cosgrove, probably still under contract. I assume iCarly reboot is still happening.
Mm-hmm.
So they just had a Zoe 102 movie. I didn't watch it, but I did hear about it.
Yeah, I definitely was aware of it. Did not. Definitely. Certain things should just stay in the past. Like Zoe 101, great for its time.
Right. Yeah.
We don't need to reboot everything.
Yeah. No, we do not. Anyway. So I guess like the big thing here, Jared, he unintentionally probably does the best thing for his game and loses this and gets into the nether because he's in just a great spot, and he does not need to be winning competitions and showing his hand right now at all.
Yeah, see, I was under the impression from the feeds before seeing the episode that he threw on purpose, but it seems like he did not, and he threw on accident.
Yeah, he was celebrating pretty hard, so I think he thought he won.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
It's not great.
At least some of the other players, except for kind of Heisem, really saw him celebrating that aggressively.
That's hilarious.
I loved how he came into the round with like a market advantage because he had already seen one of the 3 labels, and Heisem pretty clearly had no idea what he was doing in the final round.
Yeah.
So, like, Jared easily could have just taken the extra, 20-30 seconds to double confirm and won the comp, probably. But, no, he kind of wanted to lock it in immediately.
Yeah, so I think it's good.
Yeah.
Since he's my winner pick, I was very happy to see that they went down like that. Getting stuck in the nether really wasn't that bad this week.
No.
If anything, kind of good.
Yeah, he was in there for, I don't know, 6 hours, I think.
Yeah.
It was not that long. And then as we saw in the episode, this twist means that he is able to save somebody from eviction. He can't save himself, which is funny. Like you come in second in the competition, and your power is you can save another person but not yourself.
Yeah, it was like Mark and BB19 when he got the apple, and it was literally like protection for someone else.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, this is entirely useless.
Yep. I forgot what the apple was. Dude, there's so many bad twists.
So many. It's awesome.
Yeah. And so we get a little bit of drama here because
I just want to say, Riley, tough luck, but like Jared's not protected if he protects you. So why would he ever protect you?
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. Like there's like, even if Jared wasn't playing the family style alliance and like not actually really loyal to them, it wouldn't make sense to like piss off the HOH, because then they just be like, okay, well, fuck it. If you're gonna make my target immune just to spite me, then like, yeah, you're gonna be the target then.
It makes no sense. Tough luck, but there was no other decision really for Jared to make here. Like you said, even if he was in an alliance with Riley, wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah. Like, I mean, do you think like if Jag or Matt was in that spot, they would do the same thing? Maybe Matt would, just because Matt's like extremely selfless player and isn't really like have his head all the way in the game. But like, even like
production's doing Matt any favors in helping him.
Yeah, no, well, we'll get there. But we didn't touch on that when we went over the eviction episode and the voting.
Yeah, that was so shitty.
Yeah, that was really not fun to watch. But yeah, like even like Riley's number one ally, like they're not going to save you if they know you're the target, because then they're just going to get put up instead. Like, it's just such a worthless power.
It really is. But yeah, so tough luck for Riley there. What have you? I think I know what you think, but what have you thought of Heisem's HOH reign so far?
Well, Heisem is I don't know if it's an issue. I don't think the issue is his HOH reign. More so, I think the issue is just him, like as a person and a player.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want to say insufferable, but he's kind of insufferable.
Oh yeah, dude. I was thinking like, God, I would have a tough time dealing with him. I think.
Yeah.
You know, especially with just the way he like talks to people. You know, just like he has no tact at all.
No.
It's horrible. It's
bad.
Like a competent player, even like with the stuff he knows, would like find a way to like roundabout, get to where you want to be, massage it, leave the other person feeling good about your conversation. I can't imagine any player felt good about the grilling they received from Heisem, right?
I mean, no. Well, it definitely did not get better. We'll get to the veto stuff that happened today. But no, he's between being socially abrasive at best and outright obnoxious at worst, and him winning, as we'll talk about, him winning 3 out of the first 4 comps, coming in second in the first HOH, and barely losing to an Olympian in a rowing machine competition, basically, is like really, like, you're not doing yourself any favors. Like, there's 0% shot Heisem is making Jerry. Like, he's getting backdoored, if not next week, then like coming up here soon.
As soon as he can.
As soon as he can, basically, yeah.
Suri and Izzy have even turned on him. Like,
yeah,
they need him, quite frankly, but
the only people right now that I don't think will target Heisem going into next week are Blue and Mimi, and maybe Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't really expect Felicia to win HOH, so I don't think it matters.
I mean, she was in the top 6 of this HOH.
That's true. Unfair of me to forget that.
Yeah, and we haven't really had like a purely mental comp yet. Mm-hmm. So like we could easily get a booth comp for the next HOH, which is like basically anybody's game.
It'll be an interesting HOH. I'll say that. I'm fascinated to see it if it does happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Big Brother, is like there's crapshoot comps that basically anybody who can move their arms can win. There's like these booth comps where like sometimes it's like very crapshooty if the questions are hard and it's just like who guesses the right answer right, or if it's like a pure memory thing. It's like definitely like there's plenty of comps that an older person can win. We saw like historically like obviously it was a very unique comp, but like Jerry in BB10 won the first HOH, which was basically like a first impressions popularity contest. That's not really something they do these days, but like still like it. Obviously Big Brother comps in modern times have been more physical, especially late game, but that doesn't mean that like anybody can't win.
Maybe they'll do the one that what was his name in OTT? Was it Monty?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was kind of like a hot potato. Yeah. That they could do that, and she could win that. Definitely. I do think there's nothing better in Big Brother than somebody winning a crapshoot comp and then just having a huge ego about being HOH. Best thing ever. Love it.
Yeah. The Kyland.
The Christmas, BB22 where Devon, hit the wrong button. Christmas didn't do anything. Christmas won by default and then had huge HOH itis that whole week.
Yeah, to a lesser degree, the Heisem. If you, I guess he did something to get to the final two of this, but he won the final round by doing nothing.
Exactly. It's delicious.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a discussion because Jared talks to Heisem. Heisem lays out. I mean, Heisem basically lays out his plan to everybody. Which is that he's going to do Riley and Cam initial noms with Riley as a target, and then Matt as a backup nom in case one of the nominees win the veto. So that's kind of the setup, and that's what happens at the end of the Sunday night episode. Riley and Cameron are on the block with Riley as the presumed target for the week. Not great for me.
No, not great. Not great at all. But she did get kind of lucky with the veto drawing.
Yeah,
it didn't lead to anything good for her.
All of her allies basically got pulled, but it didn't matter because we have Comp Beast Heisem, who is going to also win that veto.
Yeah, you know what? At least when he is out, he'll be able to say like, "I was one of the greatest comp competitors of all time in my short time here."
Yeah, I mean when he doesn't play in the HOH, doesn't play in the veto, and gets evicted next week, right? He'll be leaving with like basically a 75% win rate, which is like literally the highest you can feasibly have.
Yeah, and coming in second in the HOH, he didn't win. So
literally the mathematically highest comp performance you can have.
It does make you feel better about like, my strategy, and I know things have shifted a lot more in especially Survivor, but certainly like Big Brother to being like comps are more important in some respect. But I've always felt like if I'm going on one of these shows, I'm throwing everything, but throwing everything unless I have to win it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like historically on Big Brother, as we talked about last week, with Riley as the first HOH, is winning the first HOH is usually good. But one, you have to be a good player, which we've now seen Riley is not. And two, you have to essentially take the power that you get from your first HOH and convert it into something that lasts, which Riley didn't really do. Like in a standard season, maybe Family Style could have been successful, but when you make a big alliance and leave all of the competent players out, you're really kind of setting yourself up for failure. And then on top of that, obviously you had the Jared and Suri situation. So this was just like primed for what happened this week, which is basically Suri dismantling the alliance piece by piece and like it not existing anymore.
And I've always felt like you either got to get really unlucky to be the first boot of a season or like be especially egregiously bad at Big Brother to be the first boot. Like I've always felt like, well, I could go in there and I could like, even be like Corey, where it's like he's not solidly in anything, but he's doing fine. He's hanging around. Like people have a positive view of him generally.
I mean,
think
I
it's
would
a great spot to be in right now.
Yeah, I would argue Corey's in one of the best spots in the game right now. Like I'd probably put him at like the third or fourth best positioning right now. Like he's basically playing the same game as Jared, but without the leg up of having Suri to be able to back him for playing both sides. And he's successfully doing it. He has a good relationship with people like Mimi in America. He's re-ingratiated himself with Suri. I think Corey's doing great. I think he's like at this point, probably like in the top 5 most likely to win the season.
Yeah, and he hasn't had to show his hands, so he can just be good with everybody and just, be a good hang.
Yeah.
The early part of Big Brother, a lot of it is just being a good hang.
Yeah, it's just like, not being what Heisem is this week, right? Exactly. Like it's just don't do what Heisem did all of this week. Which is just be bad vibes, for no reason. Or for Cameron, like Cameron is another example. Like if the vote does flip against Cameron, which I don't think it will, I think it's like pretty locked in. But like there's certainly outs for it to flip. It'll be because Cameron is like also, really not fun to be around for a lot of people.
Right.
So like, yeah, a lot of early Big Brother is just like being pleasant to be around, being sociable. Like making good connections and allies, forming a social structure that benefits you. And that's basically what Suri has done. And that's why Suri is in the best spot. That's why Suri is so good at these games, is that's what she does naturally.
Yep.
We had the veto competition. It took a long time because seemingly it's hard for us to know because they keep cutting feeds. First, the feeds were off for like 24 hours, and then since they came back, they've been like very heavy on the button. But it seems like they didn't really accommodate Matt super well in the veto.
Shocking.
Yeah. Like to the point that Heisem was even like, yeah, like I was considering backdooring you, but I'm for sure not doing it after that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane. They're just gonna get sued by the Americans with Disabilities. Like, I know it's an act, but like I'm sure there's a group that like advocates for people with disabilities because they've been so bad, Ben. Like insanely bad.
Yeah, I mean, we saw on the Sunday night show with the Nether region video feed thing. Like apparently that was also like very difficult for Matt to hear, so he really had no clue what the fuck was going on for most of that segment. So yeah, it's like definitely he's been struggling for sure. I think they've at least started printing out cards for him, but like I don't really fully understand what the veto comp was. I mean, we'll find out on Wednesday for sure. But yeah, it definitely seemed like there was some struggling going on there, and then that just like ended up making the comp go super late. And at that point, they were like, "Oh, let's just leave the feeds off all night, and then we'll bring them back at some point tomorrow after we've instructed the house guests to not talk about how badly we fucked up."
Right. I think too, like it really doesn't help that a lot of his alliance members are not especially thoughtful. Like there are times I've seen where like there's a conversation happening and then Matt will be like, I didn't really hear what that was about, and they're like, don't worry about it. It's like, what the fuck? Like you can't just tell him what the conversation was about. Yeah, that's just suck. I feel really bad for Matt.
Yeah, it's definitely it's hard. I don't really know in like those situations. Like obviously like the they could more easily accommodate him in comps than in VR and with these twists and stuff to have like even just like AI generated closed captions when Jared is talking. The technology is there. It's not hard to do.
It's been there for
years,
10 years on YouTube at least.
So like they could do at the very least something like that. But like I don't really know how they could accommodate him in terms of like Big Brother is a lot of whispered conversations.
That's on, in my opinion, the players to help them out, and they don't have to. It's just shitty not to, like,
Yeah. And it sucks because he's talked about how like one of the main people who has been like very mindful is Riley, and Riley is likely leaving. So
right.
Yeah.
No good. No good. Don't like to see it at all.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I guess we can get into today's happenings. We had the veto meeting today. It's been expected that Heisem's going to leave the noms the same. He still wants Riley out, and that is what happened. But we also had Heisem planning a very elaborate speech, and the thesis of the speech was instructing the House to make sure they all vote out Riley.
Okay.
And apparently, like, to get from point A to point B in the speech, he was a little bit, probably a little bit extra here and like kind of over the top and like maybe a little bit like personal in his going after Riley.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it seemed like the majority of the House guests were not very happy with like him doing that, and like we're basically saying that was like completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
It doesn't
right.
even make sense strategically. Like you're just like being shitty for the sake of being shitty. And since that, like basically since like 5 minutes after the feeds came back, he kind of had gone on an apology tour to the entire House, being like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was a little bit too much. And it was like, I mean, it's kind of like when you tell like like an edgy joke and like everyone in the room cringes, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have told that joke. That was a little too far, guys. I know. I stepped over the line. It's like, yeah. I mean, you could have just not told the joke to begin with.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Riley's really done anything to deserve like scorn.
No, I mean, all she did was like kind of have like a series of emotional breakdowns the first week as HOH.
Right.
She didn't do anything to Heisem other than like briefly consider targeting him, and then have it not happen. Partially because he won veto, but also because like the target never really ever landed on him fully.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Definitely, it's to the point where, like as you said, like Izzy and Suri had a conversation about whether like they should take out Heisem next week, which they definitely shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
And when Izzy pitches this to Mimi, Mimi goes into the storage room and like starts doing a camera talk, and she's like, "Why are these people trying to target our own alliance? Like, people are just being like emotionally weak." And stuff like that. It's like people are empaths in this house. Yeah. They're making emotional decisions. Thinking in the moment. Yeah, and she's definitely correct. Like from an objective strategic standpoint, like
she had a thing last week too, where she was like, "Why is everyone so dumb in this house?" It's just super funny.
Yeah, I like she's not like Mimi's not like super actively playing. Her and Corey have a lot of really good one-on-one talks with each other. But like as far as like rearranging social positioning to better herself, like she's not really actively doing too much for that. But as far as like her read on the game and her like strategic mind, it's pretty on point so far. Because Izzy and Suri should definitely not target Heisem if they win. It makes no sense. Like Heisem at this point is basically an insurance policy. He's like a free week when the other side, if and when the other side wins. Like if Jag wins, if Blue wins, if Matt wins, like if any of these people win in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you can just like throw Heisem to the wolves. Be like, hey, backdoor Heisem, and then you get a free week and you can all move on because nobody likes him.
Yeah, no, terrible idea to vote him off from your own alliance, but Big Brother House makes people do some dumb things.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see if like it's probably not gonna be super relevant because like Izzy and Suri are probably like not gonna win HOH.
Right.
So we'll see. Assuming Riley does leave, nobody in the HOH comp will have won a standard competition because Riley will be out of the game, and the other 3 standard competitions will all have won by Heisem. So nobody else in the game would even know what winning looks like. So I don't even I couldn't even begin to speculate on who would win. Like I mental comp. Red has briefly mentioned having like an eidetic memory. I don't know if that's like a real thing.
Okay.
If he does, and he's not just like one of the handful of people who say they have an eidetic memory when they just mean I have a really good memory and they don't actually have an eidetic memory, then maybe maybe that won't be as great. But if it is like a memory booth comp, we might get some kind of wild card Red HOH. And I don't know what the fuck Red is going to do. I don't even know if he knows he's playing Big Brother, to be frank.
Oh man, that is a good point. I do feel like people will always hear like, "Oh yeah, I have a photographic memory." It's like, do you?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he did say eidetic, which is like the correct term.
It's true,
as opposed to photographic, which is the incorrect term that gets like misused. So that makes me like at least slightly more willing to believe him. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out, I guess. But yeah, we'll properly eulogize Riley next week if that is what happens. But pretty exciting week. Wish the feeds would stay up more. It was tough wondering who was winning the veto for so long, but it is what it is. At least we have feeds, right?
Yeah, no, it's funny because I stayed up a little bit later than usual to like see if I could see who wins veto. And then it wasn't happening, so I fell asleep. And then I woke up the next morning and was like, okay, who won the veto? And I checked, and it's like, still feeds are off. And I haven't come back on yet. Like, all right, fuck me then.
Yeah, I didn't stay up too late, but I did remember. I was like, it's kind of weird that, and then I woke up and same thing. First thing, checked. Nope.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, I guess like anything else? I'm trying to think. I guess we could like briefly go over the updated social structure because Sari did have a conversation with Felicia where they re-solidified a final 2 that was kind of like tenuous. I assume this isn't Sari's real final 2, and her real final 2 is obviously going to be with Jared, but still great for the 2 of them, especially because they're both really well positioned.
Mm-hmm.
So they call themselves the bookends. So they have like I think the Brown Sugar Babes is what they call the 2 of them plus Mimi. And then there's Bye Bye Bitches, which is still like a subgroup of that professor's side that includes Izzy and Bowie and Heisem, I think, technically. No, Heisem was not in Bye Bye Bitches, just those 5. And then Heisem and Red were like tagged on as the professors, and then Corey and Jared were kind of also attached there. So yeah, that's kind of the basic structure.
In the intro credits, it has all the names, and they're with Jared.
Something to bring up. Jared and Blue have been flirting.
Oh, okay.
So nothing really yet has nothing. It hasn't really gotten anywhere yet. But they've definitely ramped up the flirting and maybe a potential showmance. I don't really. That'd be kind of an interesting thing to see how that affects a lot of the structure, because after Riley goes, Blue pretty much only is going to have Jag, and she had she has an okay relationship with Heisem, one of the only people in the house at this point too. But if Heisem is the most likely person to get evicted next week, that really is going to leave Blue in a situation where she basically has no one. So that's very good if Jared is able to kind of scoop her up in a showmance.
Yeah. With his mom in the house, that's weird. I guess it's no weirder than in front of all the people watching the live feeds being in a showmance. But
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's on Jared. That's for that's for him to figure out. I haven't done anything yet, so nothing really to even talk about. But definitely flirting. America, as I mentioned, still on the show.
Oh, right. Oh, I forgot about America.
Yeah.
She's there. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably gonna make jury just from the perspective of she's not really like needed to get out at any point. Like maybe she'll get used as a pawn here and there, but I can't really see anybody targeting her in the short term. She has started to form, like I said, a bit of a bond with people like Mimi and Corey. So like there's definitely like pieces there. I could definitely at some point see essentially like Jared and Corey are working together right now, but I think like the long-term story might be them kind of growing their own armies and eventually going at it, which probably is going to favor Jared just because he has Suri and her friends. So we'll see.
Yeah, he's got a better like master of arms
for
war.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like at this point, like I feel like it's going to take a lot for Suri and Jared to not just kind of like goose walk their way to the final two.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But it is looking that way at this point, anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got.
Yep. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. You want to shout out your social medias?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at the fake BMAR. That's BMARR. It's right on screen here, and then we have our other channels, which of course we could get everything. Better Radio, which is this is on that channel, right? Yeah. That, and then we good sports, and then the other one, Slow Newsweek, and other than that, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I will be back next week. My winter pick will probably be out of the game, and we'll probably have. We might be discussing a Heisem backdoor. We might be discussing something else. Who knows? Yeah, we'll be here talking about it.
Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next one.